Hello. So today we're going to do things a little bit differently. I found this amazing tool so that way I can write on the screen and see my things a little bit easier. So today's math lesson was on elapsed time. Yesterday you did an amazing job on answering your elapsed time questions. There weren't any that we needed to go over, but today there are several questions that we need to go over. So let's start with number 2. It says that Kavion went outside to play for 30 minutes. He came back inside at the time shown on the clock. The question is, well, what time did he go outside? So the first thing I needed to do is I needed to be able to actually tell the time that was on the clock. And just like that, we have our clock here. So I need to figure out the time. So if we remember from our lessons from last week, we have the hour hand and the minute hand. And Mrs. Zaccaro did a really nice lesson to remind us that the hour word is shorter than the actual word minute. And that was a good way for me to remember that my hour hand is the short hand. So if I'm looking to see, well, where does that hour hand travel to? It is traveling right here to the 7. So my hour is 7. So now I need to be able to add my minutes. And the quick way we add our minutes is by jumping from one number to the next, counting by fives, because I know that normally there are the little notches that are there for me. So here I'm at 5. I need to keep going until I get here. And just like that, I'm here. So the hour is 7 and it's 50 minutes. So I'm going to go back to the question. It says that he played outside for 30 minutes. He came back inside at the time that's shown on the clock. So if the time on the clock is 7:50, that is the time that he came inside. But the question asked me, well, what time did he go outside? So he was playing, so I'm going to have to subtract minutes from this particular time. So I'm going to use this just like I would do a number line. So here's my number line. I'm going to start at 7:50. And I need to move backwards on the number line in order to show the amount of time that he went out to play. So my focus here is on my 50 because that is my minutes. So I know that he went and he played for 30 minutes. So that's the amount of time that I'm going to need to subtract. So I can choose my jumps. I'm going to choose a minus 20 jump. So 50 minus 20 would give me 30, and 30 minus 10 more would give me 20. So my hour actually doesn't change. So he came outside to play at 7:20. So let's look at our next question. Our next question doesn't have a clock at all. It's all in my word problem. It says that Arnold finished eating dinner at 6:41. It took him 25 minutes to eat. What time did he start eating dinner? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use my number line and I'm going to put in my clues that they gave me. It tells me that he ended dinner at 6:41. It tells me that he was eating for 25 minutes. And then I'm wondering, well, what time did he start his dinner? So I'm going to take 25 minutes from this 41 minutes that we have here. So I'm going to do some jumps to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to start here with my 20. I'm going to jump back 20 minutes. So if I had 40 minutes there and I jump back 20, that leaves me at 6:21. So now I have 5 minutes left in my jump. So I'm going to go ahead and split that 5 into 1 and 4. My first jump is going to take me to 6:20. I also have 4 more that need to come back, which leaves me at 6:40. 6:16. So what time does he actually start eating his dinner? He starts at 6:16. Let's keep going on to number 4. Number 4 states that Justice woke up at 6:30. It took her 17 minutes to get ready for school. What time was she ready for school? So I'm starting off with my number line. And this one's a little bit different because it tells me what time Justice wakes up. She starts her routine at 6:30. That's when she wakes up. And then it tells me it takes her 17 minutes to get ready. My question is, well, what time is she going to be ready for school? So after she washes her face and brushes her teeth, eats her breakfast, does all the things that she needs to do in those 17 minutes, what time is she finished? So instead of going backwards and subtracting on my number line, I'm going to be moving forward and adding on my number line. So I'm going to go ahead and start with plus 10 minutes, which is still focusing on my minutes here. Let me change that color, which lands me at 6:40. Now I have 17 minutes left, adding it here. Excuse me, 7 minutes left, which leaves me at 6:47. What time does she get done with getting ready and ready for school? At 6:47. All right, last question to go over is Jordan finished playing a game at 4:45. The game took 23 minutes to play. What time did he start playing the game? Again, I'm using this number line to help me, and I'm putting that information that they give me on the number line. It tells me what time Jordan finishes, so that's going to be here on my number line. Jordan finishes at 4:45. All right. It tells me how long he plays that game. He spends 23 minutes playing the game. The question is, well, what time did Jordan start? So here I know when he finished. I need to know when he started. So I'm going to be subtracting those minutes from up top. My focus is here, not on my hour, but on my minutes. I'm at 45 minutes, so I'm taking 23 from that 45. I'm going to start with my 20. I'm taking away 20 minutes from my 45. It lands me at 4. Good job. 25. Then I have 3 more minutes to take away. I'm going to minus 3. 25 minus 3 lands me at 4:22. Jordan gets started with his game at 4:22. Remember, if you need help at any time in answering your questions, send me a text message, call me. We can always go over your math, your reading, your science, your vocabulary one-on-one so that way you can have a better success rate. I am here to help you. You just have to reach out so that I know to open up a meeting for the two of us. All right.